Come, Nerevar, come. It has been a while since I managed to hold a sermon due to interruptions by certain farm tools.
Khajiit did nothing wrong. Let go of Khajiit.
Now that's taken care of. Today we are going to do a farm tool product review. Specifically the Khajiit and the 10 reasons why you should not buy this particular farm tool and opt for the more durable option, the Argonian. However, that product also deserves its own review. That is for a later date, Nerevar. Let us begin this furry review. The first reason the Khajiit do not honor the 6th house and the tribe unmourned is that their whole appearance depends on a moon cycle. Depending on how Masser and Secunda decide to dance, they look either like farm tools or Enwas or something in between. It gets very confusing, Nerevar. Some of them look like saber cats or mountain lions or whatever. Some of them look like regular house cats. Now they all had these weird farm tool names. Cathay, Suthay, whatever. I am not going to waste my time going into Khajiit lore. If you want a Khajiit lore sermon, I can bring the farm tool back before I throw him into Red Mountain lava and make him pay for stealing my sermons. The second reason why these farm tools are vile is the copious amounts of moon sugar and skooma that they have been producing throughout Tamriel. While it is possible to make skooma in various other places in Tamriel, these farm tools are the most proficient distributors of skooma. They have a higher tolerance for moon sugar than everyone else, which allows them to function to a greater extent, which does not say much. However, a farm tool Khajiit on skooma is a very destructive machine. They wreak havoc everywhere they go and are usually apprehended and put to work while in that state. So it is straightforward to catch them, Nerevar. However, skooma and moon sugar being such a staple in Khajiit culture, it contributes to the following reason these farm tools need to be disposed of. The third reason is the increased crime rate among the Khajiit. Yes, I know the Dunmer also have a high number of crimes, but those crime rates come from Enwa Dunmer, not Morrowind born and bred. Anyhow, there are quite a bit of Khajiit bandits roaming around all of Tamriel and threatening you on the road. Seriously, the majority of bandits that encountered in Cyrodiil are Khajiit. Not to mention, they are also thieves that sneak around stealing things or lockpicking your doors to ransack your estate. This is what you get if you give Khajiit freedom, Nerevar. They should be used as farm tools and farm tools only. Otherwise, they will be using tools to break into your house, into your safe, and into anything with a pickable lock. The fourth reason is most of their pantheon is either liars, tricksters, skooma consumers, and other scum that dare call themselves gods. Seriously, Nerevar, look at their false gods. Bandar is literally the bandit god, a bandit god. Imagine becoming a false god and then becoming a bandit robbing people for money. What a grand and intoxicating innocence. They also have a skooma cat god that is known to cause mischief across Elsweyr and Tamriel. Generally, their pantheon is absolutely worthless, and they should worship me, Dagoth Ur, the real god, instead. Even farm tools need religion, Nerevar. The fifth reason, Nerevar, is that they are awful merchants. Yeah, you've heard too many times the famous Khajiit has wares if you have coin. But honestly, their wares are extremely cheap, while the prices are inflated to such an extent that even the Dark Brotherhood contract on the Mongrel Dog Emperor will not cover it. While you might get a few trinkets here and there, you will be disappointed by the overall quality. Only buy Dunmer quality products, Nerevar, which include Khajiit themselves. It is better to use them as goods rather than buying goods from them, if you know what I mean. The sixth reason. The Khajiit don't honor the 6th house and the tribe unmourned is because they cannot really speak properly. Look, the other farm tools, the Argonians, cannot really speak properly either, but at least they are better than the Khajiit. These furry farm tools never refer to themselves in the first person. They either call themselves by their own name, Khajiit, like we did not know they were Khajiits by their fur and pointy ears, or this one. It gets very tedious talking to them. They sound like Rolf from Ed, and Eddie. They almost always add yes at the end of their sentences, seeking affirmation. Speaking of the sentences, they always have a jumbled word order that leaves you confused. Nerevar, what do you mean I am reaching? This is a perfectly valid reason why they should be farm tools, rather than be integrated into civilized society. Apologize now by subscribing to my sermons, raising your thumbs, and writing on the parchment down below. The seventh reason is that they generally make for awful warriors. No, I am not talking about the exceptions like Karjo, Jazargo, or any farm tool that was added with the use of a mod. Just generally, they are weak and have a hard time keeping up with Dunmer, the Argonian farm tools, and all other Enwas that are out there. Their hand-to-hand combat perk is very easy to counter, and other than sneak attacks, they are completely useless in open combat. Seriously, Nerevar. Instead of being mercenaries, traders, thieves, assassins, or warriors, they should just consider collectively being farm tools for House Dagoth. The 8th reason is that they work for the Thalmor against their own interest. Seriously, Nerevar, the Thalmor want to eliminate the Khajiit, while the Dunmer want to make them into farm tools, which is a win-win situation for both the Dunmer and the Khajiit. Sure, some Khajiit work for the Thalmor, but this is only a temporary arrangement before they get the Pelennal Whitestrake treatment. The Altmer Enwas are not the benevolent masters that the Khajiit working for the Thalmor perceive them to be. The 9th reason is that their government system is a confederacy, a complete chaos. Yes, Nerevar, I admit, Dunmer have a complicated and broken system governing as well, but the Elsweyr Confederacy is something else. There are very loose regions that are mostly covered in desert. There are no laws, moon sugar everywhere, complete anarchy, and an overabundance of farm tools that cannot get along with each other. The 2 biggest kingdoms of Anaquina and Palatine cannot keep their stability together. I mean, Nerevar, did you expect more from these farm tools? Did you think thieves, scammers, assassins, and lousy fighters would be able to govern their own country? What a fool you are. The 10th and final reason is they are absolutely easily manipulated. They follow the Daedric Prince Azura. Seriously, Azura may appear like a kind and benevolent Daedric prince, but she is treacherous and will curse anyone who does not bend to her will. She turned all Dunmer into Chimer Nerevar. Anyhow, the Khajiit got manipulated into worshipping her. The Thalmor claimed that they returned Masser and Secunda, and the Khajiit believed them probably because they were drinking copious amounts of skooma to cope with the loss of these moons, completely unaware that the Thalmor were conning them. They also let themselves be conquered by the mongrel dogs of the Empire several times, while Morrowind remained independent the first 2 times. In any case, I still stand by my argument that the only class that they should pick is Farm Tool and come to Morrowind. They are supposed to be good at cheating and scamming everyone, yet paradoxically, they are very quickly tricked themselves. That is for this sermon. Don't forget to subscribe to my sermons, raise your thumbs, and write on the parchment down below. I'd like to thank my patrons and members, the Real Chads, Connor Runda, Tanya Davis, Unoriginal Username, Janelle Rambo, Silky Johnson, Sov Dark, Zenobia Wolfmoon, and Vadim C. Now, if you forgive me, I am going to whip my farm tool. Beat the Khajiit, slap the cat. Oh, Nerevar, you know what I am saying.
Maik did nothing wrong. Let go of Maik this instant, you masked exhibitionist.